It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. This is Emmanuel Mensah, the co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At the Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of thought, universal laws and principles, and how these laws and our thinking patterns come together to create our realities. All men and women are creating their realities, whether you believe this or not. That is the fact.
From the heart of Africa, a new way of thinking is rising. Like the eagle, we rise above limitations, seeing farther, thinking deeper, and becoming more. We are the Eagle Mentality Group, illuminating and transforming Africa through the power of thought.
I take this opportunity to welcome you to our program, The Quest. And The Quest is simply the short form of the title for our program called The Quest for Uniform and Sustainable Development in Africa, using Ghana as an example. Ghana is chosen because I'm a Ghanaian. I was born and raised in Ghana. I went through the school system of Ghana till the university level. As a matter of fact, I am a product of the University of Ghana, the Political Science Department. And so every issue, every situation in Ghana, even though I have been away from Ghana for a very long time, I still have connections and I follow everything about Ghana and Africa in general. And so we are going to use examples from Ghana. And if there is any other examples that I can leverage from other countries that will be more accurate, I will try my best to use that. But if you're not a Ghanaian, please feel at home and try to relate whatever I'm saying with your own country. We are all looking at how we can develop our various countries such that we'll be proud of ourselves as citizens of our various countries and as sons and daughters of Africa together. And so today I'm going to speak to you on the topic, but I want to invoke the famous saying or quote of the Greek philosopher called Socrates. According to Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. The unexamined life is not worth living. Almost all people that have occupied political positions in Ghana and across Africa are abreast with this statement. We use it in our private life, even in our public life when it relates to other things. But when it comes to national issues, we are unable to relate this particular principle or truth to our national issues. And therefore, we see our leaders fumbling and we keep on repeating the same thing. I am not making this video, I am not making this recording because of what happened in Ghana, the flooding in Accra. I have always been speaking about the need for uniform and sustainable development before this happened. And that is the reason why even we have the title. If you go to YouTube, if you go to Facebook, I've made a lot of recordings and writings about it. So I am not speaking necessarily because of what happened in Accra, but because it has come, I'm going to use it to do my analysis. But it is not direct response to what happened. Okay, now, whatever thing that has happened. And now the catchphrase in Ghana is attitude of the people. The attitude. And I watched a clip on YouTube in which the president of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, and the Gamanche, the chief of the guards, actually embarked on a cleaning exercise in the suburb of Accra. That is good. That is fair enough. And so this is what I'm going to dwell on. But before we go on, I just want to take this opportunity to appeal to you that as you listen to me, click on the subscribe button and circulate this message in your network. Let us share these messages and bring this message of empowerment, mental liberation, and emancipation into our communities and our societies, such that we will develop ourselves mentally, and what we have become mentally will naturally flow into our physical experience as developed people. And so, if you have already subscribed, we just want to take this opportunity to appreciate you and say thank you. And also, keep on doing the job. Keep on doing a good job. And as you are listening to me, if you have any comment, if you have anything that you want to say, leave it in the comment section. But I just want to remind you that we are not insulting personalities. We are not insulting anyone here, but we are presenting issues and performing analysis and giving options as to how to go forward to bring about positive change and lasting results. And therefore, we are only going to respond to only comments or statements that are positive and constructive. We use characters, we use offices, we use people in positions. We are not attacking them. We are only presenting issues and analysis. And so, having done that, let us move on to our topic. So, as I was saying, after the flood, the aftermath, all the things that happened, now Ghanaians have become awakened to the need for sanitation. And therefore, our leader, the president, and the leader or the chief of the GA people embark on a cleaning exercise. But if you were to sit down and think about what they have done critically, on the surface, it is good to do. But if you think about this deeply, you will realize that it is kind of, ad hoc reaction by leaders. And I intentionally brought the Unexamined Life statement to relate what happened with our leaders recently to even our past leaders. I am a very good fan of our ex and the late president of Ghana, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, because I grew up in the days of the Rawlings time. And I remember anyone listening to me, if your memory will serve you right, His Excellency by then as a military leader and his men and women used to go to the circle, clean up the gutters. They used to do this whenever we have such incidents. Not long ago, there was even a campaign of cleanliness in Ghana. It was during Nana Akufo-Addo's time. Now, it is now the time of John Mahama, and they too are embarking on a cleaning exercise immediately after this issue. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is, have these kind of actions been sustainable? Have we been able to keep up after the waters have dried up, after we've reclaimed the lands, and everyone has reset back into his or her normal life? Are we able to sustain this kind of momentum that our leaders are showing till the end of the year or till the end of our life, such that we will maintain sanitation forever? And the answer is that it is not possible. So these ad hoc measures, though may look or may seem or may sound as reasonable and something that needs to be done, that is not what our leaders are supposed to. That is not what they are supposed to. And you can even roll back your mind and you see some of the movements that have come, but that we are doing cleanliness, we are cleaning and those things you say. But the fact is that you cannot dress a bowl, the outer part of a bowl, and leave the inside dirty and think that when you put food in it, you will eat and become healthy. You must clean the inside of the bowl and then clean the outside. And actually, you even be better off if you clean the inside and the outside is dirty, because where the food is going is the inside. You see? And so when such things happens, it is better for our leaders to take a thoughtful look at this situation and come out with the right approach. And so, if I were to be, Emmanuel Kojo Mensah, if I were to be the leader of Ghana, if I were to be sitting in the seat of the president of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, This is what I will do. And what I'm going to do will bring about a lasting and a permanent solution to this problem. There are the key issues that we need to address. If we don't address them, we will clean or we will do these sanitation campaigns and nothing will happen. As a matter of fact, rainfall patterns have changed. And therefore, our actions must not be simply sanitation and also calling people to change their attitude. Calling on people to change their attitude is the natural thing to do. But as a matter of fact, that will not solve the problem. We can keep Accra clean as we can. But when the rain falls, we will still have flooding because Accra has no drainage. That is the issue. And as a matter of fact, there is no town or city in Ghana and across Africa that has a plan and that has a proper drainage system to address the changes in our environment. And so, as I stated, if I were to be sitting in the seat of the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, this is what I'm going to do. I will summon all men and women in Ghana that call themselves or that hold their titles engineers and architects to my office and task them to draw up a drainage system that we are going to implement to solve the problem of Accra for once and for all. This is what I will do. And then I will summon all the traditional rulers to my office again. And this is what we're going to discuss. That there is the need for us to reorganize our towns, our villages, and our communities. There is the need for there to be a proper way of releasing lands, a proper way of controlling and owning land. And therefore, for us to have a uniform system to do that, they must relinquish the lands, the ownership and control of lands and natural resources into the hands of the government. Then that we will develop a nationwide developmental project that we're going to develop all our towns from scratch with proper systems, with proper planning and drainage system that every town or village will have to develop based on. It is only when we do this, then that we are responding to the situation as people who are proactive and who are awakened to the occurrences or the changes in our environment. It does not matter how long, it does not matter the number of times the President of Ghana and all the chiefs will come out to do cleaning on the street of our towns and cities. That will not solve the problem. It does not matter how we will call upon people to change their attitude. That will not solve the problem. One thing that we have to come to terms with is that there is no perfect world. We are not perfect, and therefore we are always on our way to perfection. And all of us will not be at the same level. So there can never be a time that men and women will stop throwing things on the floor. Some people will do it. As a matter of fact, if you come to the developed world, it is not that people have better attitude. What they have created is systems, laws, and enforcement agencies that make sure that the law works. People break the laws, but when you break the law, there are consequences. What we don't have in Ghana is the proper enforcement of our laws. The laws doesn't even exist. You see, so this is the time that we have to come to the proper understanding of the situation and then respond to it in a proper way. Accra needs a proper drainage system. It is more of cowardly for us to run away from Accra because of the congestion and whatever situation we are facing to go and build a new capital city. The question is, what will be of those who are in Accra? The situation we are having now will resurface all the time. So the government must be in Accra to see what is happening. But what is needed is for us to have a proper drainage system, such that the drainage system for Accra will be replicated in all our towns and cities across the nation. And it is only when we have this that we will not be seeing this kind of things happening in our towns and cities. Flooding will happen. Even in Canada here, I'm speaking from Canada. Canada here, there are floods. There are floods in the other parts of Europe. But the whole thing is that they have systems. They have ways and means that they contain them. Environmental changes, we don't have control. Nature will not respond to our cries, but we have to adapt to the changes in nature. And so this is the time that we need to take a mirror and look at ourselves. Let us ask ourselves serious questions. For all the cleaning campaign and exercises that our leaders, starting from Jerry John Rawlings, I really respect him and adore him, and even some of the leaders that came after, how sustainable have that been? The sustainability of all these things is what we are talking about. There will only be sustainable way of enforcing our laws. Carrying out programs only when there is a proper local government structure, proper and functional local administrations that are making their laws and enforcing the laws locally and making sure that everything is done according to the law. Until this is done, our president and our chiefs will do this kind of cleaning exercise till thy kingdom come. But Ghanaians, we will always come back to this. And when it comes that way, then we have failed to actually incorporate the words of Socrates, that the unexamined life is not worth living. This is my message for you. Once again, as you exit, please click on the subscribe button and circulate the message. Let us come together and let us bring our mind home. Together, we can bring better ideas. We can hatch better ideas and use our minds to develop them to improve upon the quality of the living standards of the ordinary Ghanaian, of the ordinary African. That is what we are talking about. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Thank you.
Join, subscribe, follow, like, and share our content on YouTube and Facebook.